Hey everyone, so welcome back to another video on our channel, and this video I'm going to share again an interview experience about the TCS ongoing NQT examination. So if you are following our channel from past few weeks, we have been posting about this interview experiences, interview preparation for TCS NQT for 2024 batch. But for any batch, this is going to be one of the most important video playlist we are making. You can find the playlist link in the description box for role wise separate videos, because for different roles the different interview level interview questions are different. Okay, in TCS there are three roles they are hiring currently: prime, digital and ninja role. So for every role we are making separate videos, so you can check those videos from the playlist and make sure to understand what type of questions you are going to face in the interview before you are actually going for the interview. Because for TCS digital and prime especially, if you are not prepared for your interview, you are going to get a heavy blow, because the interview level is going to be very high for these two roles. So let's check what is the interview experience from candidates who have already completed their interviews. But before moving on, if you are new to our channel, make sure to click on the subscribe button, join our Telegram and WhatsApp from the description box link, and also make sure to click on the bell icon after subscribing, because we post multiple ongoing hiring and interview updates every regularly. Make sure not to miss out. So this video are going to discuss about the TCS digital interview experience. Okay, so let's see one by one what is the questions, what are the multiple different answers they might ask for. So let's start with the intro first. So basically every interview we are going to see, first of all, almost all the cases there is going to be one common question for everyone, that is your self introduction. So in self introduction only you have to say everything about your professional and your educational experiences, like especially your BTech degree, like whatever major you have chosen in your BTech degree, whatever stream it is, and also if you have done any internship certifications you can mention those, and also your favorite topics about this particular computer science line or any other course. If you have done, suppose if you have good knowledge about DBMS, or if you have done a course in ML, you can add those in your intro, that I am interested in this thing. So, and next there are going to be questions about SQL basics level from intermediate level 2 as well. Okay, so next there will be questions from SQL from basic to intermediate level, and SQL related basic conceptual questions will be there. Also there might be SQL queries asked to you, especially in TCS digital there is a good number of queries and coding questions you can expect. Okay, so SQL questions you should must prepare. You can just easily search in Google top interview SQL questions, you can prepare from there, from the top two websites, or also you can search, you can top SQL queries, you can prepare from there also. I have already made a separate video for interview preparation, you can check from there how you can use those resources. Next there will be DBMS concepts. Okay, so I have made separate for both SQL and DBMS, because SQL only will be query related things, and also conceptual differences, like what is the difference between delete and truncate, what is the difference between inner join and outer join, what are the multiple types of join, what is subquery, this type of things you might ask. Also they will ask you to write a separate query, they will give you a separate conditions, so you have to write your query according to that. Next there is going to be DBMS concepts. DBMS concepts for this particular student, they have asked questions from normalizations. Okay, so normalization means 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, BCNF, up to this 4 you have to must understand and prepare. They might ask you and give you a table and ask you to make it to the next normalization form, or they might ask you which normalization form the table is already in, or they might simply ask you what is the definitions or what is the concept of particular normalization form. Suppose 1NF and BCNF they are asking. Okay, so or 2MNF or 3NF, what is the difference they are asking, like that. And also for normalization, if you are preparing, you have to already by default prepare for candidate key, super key. Okay, these things you have to prepare. Okay, what is dependencies, the different types of dependencies, what are the rules there are. Okay, make sure to understand, have clear concept about all these concepts. And also they are asking normalization to this candidate, you have to prepare other things also. Suppose what is deadlock, how you can deal with deadlock, what is transaction, what is serializability, this everything you have to prepare. And also they have been asked particularly types of joins, as I mentioned for SQL questions they have been asked this to the candidate, and also the differences of all the joins. oops concept is also going to be one of the most important part of this particular interview experience, because they are going to ask you make for sure questions from these three things. Okay, SQL, DBMS and oops. So make sure to prepare these three things very carefully for conceptual part. Oops concepts for this particular student, they have asked them to write code. Okay, they have asked to write code for a particular pillar of oops. So there are four pillar of oops, you already know. So they might ask you to write a code for showing abstraction, or they will ask you that write a code to show polymorphism, like that. Okay, so make sure to prepare at least one example for each pillar of oops. Okay, for both real life scenario or for both industrial scenario, and also prepare with code. Next, they asked coding questions. So first of all, the coding questions are generally coming from string based. For this particular student, it was a string based. It was a string traversal based coding questions. But there are generally two types of coding questions that are coming: string based and array based. Okay. For some cases, there are also coding questions coming related to data structures, but generally string and arrays are the most common coding questions that are coming. Next, they have been asked about ML questions. Okay, machine learning related questions. So for digital role, if you have seen my video for preparation, you already know that for digital role they're expecting some current technology knowledges from guys. Okay, some current technology knowledges from interview candidates. So if you are not knowing any update about the currently ongoing technologies, at least try to learn some basics about either ML or cloud. Okay, they will ask you if you have any knowledge. They will not directly jump into ML, or even if they jump into ML, you can say that I have not knowledge of ML, but I am prepared in cloud, like that. You can say like that. So then they will move to the cloud. So they, for this particular student, they see he had interest in ML, so he have been asked questions about ML. So machine learning questions like what are the different types of learning in machine learning, what is clustering. Okay, so there are multiple types of learning. Okay, for each type of learning also there are multiple separate techniques. So for each technique and each type, you should have proper knowledge, proper concept. You should be able to differentiate them, and you should be able to say the differences between them, and also when to use which one. Okay, be prepared with that. Also ML theory concepts or theoretical concepts from machine learning, they have also asking like Bayes theorem and all. Okay, so make sure to prepare everything about that. Latest technologies, as I mentioned. So if you have cloud knowledge, you can say cloud also, whatever it is. Or if you have blockchain knowledge, cyber security knowledge, you can say those also. Next, there is going to be string based coding questions, as I've already said. After that, in the HR round and MR round, there will be project related questions, resume related questions, especially for the MR round. Okay, so resume oriented, as I have again said, whatever you are writing in your resume, make sure to have proper preparation, proper knowledge, in-depth knowledge about those points. If you are mentioning any certifications, make sure that you have actually knowledge about that certification. Okay, if you're writing any internship or any project, make sure to have detailed knowledge about it. Also, especially for your project, you have to prepare very well. I have again and again posted about this project and resume oriented preparation for every interviews. So just follow everything you have done in your project and resume. Make sure you have proper knowledge about it. Even if you have copied it from somewhere else, still prepare it, prepare in-depth knowledge about it now. Okay, they will not like ask you to write a code of about a project, but they will ask you to explain. They might ask you why you have chosen to write it like this and not some other way. They might ask these things. Next, whatever training, certification and internship, you should prepare those. And also for HR round, there will be situation based HR questions, and also they will ask questions like why you want to join TCS, these type of questions. And also the obvious questions like are you willing to relocate, or are you okay with working in night shifts, working on weekends. These things they will ask, and obviously you will have to say yes to everything. So that's it about this particular candidate's interview experience. We are going to post much more interview experiences like this, and I will add these videos in the playlist. So if you have missed any of the interview experiences, make sure to check the playlist out. I'll give the link in the description.